It is in our age that people want to scratch a chat card and win an aeroplane. It does not work anywhere. You must go through process. Have I lost money? Plenty. 75 million naira by depositing my money in a bank. I got 25 back, 50 enter one voice. In this time, Abuja. So if you are going through challenge in your business, you are not the first. Welcome to the group. But if you are tenacious enough, you will excel. Don't be afraid. Because it's a default setting. We run taxi. Today, we cannot count the number of vehicles that are now carrying people doing businesses. Not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six. Expression, not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six. Not seven, not eight, not nine, not 10. Not 10. But how do you start? Small. How do you aim? High. How do you go? Process. I don't want to give you 10 ways of doing it. I will tell you 10 ways I return from failures. That's what I'll tell you. Let me tell you, we're in church. Your faith will be tested. Your what? Your faith will be tested. I knew Nigeria was going to have a problem. I just did not know it will happen in 2024. In 2022, I decided to take our business out of Nigeria into a place where they are predominantly non-Christian. So they asked me to write the exam. I wrote. I passed. Ordinarily, within 3 days, results will come out. Then I can complete my registration process. 5 days, no result. 8 days, no result. So I went back to the government office. What's going on? After submitting it, some hours later, I got a call. Mr. Paul, are you a Christian? I say yes. But you know, in Dubai, it's predominantly Islamic country. We already know you are a Christian. We've searched your profile in Nigeria. We've seen everything about you. We just want to see if you will lie for something. That's all we are waiting for. You know why it took time? No African country is in their country menu. That is, no African country is in that sector. They now have to say, choose this country. We will now go to the website and edit so that we can add Nigeria and other country. Your faith will be tested. When you least expect it. On my passport, I can't even remember whether there is country there or not. I could not remember. But I needed this thing to be badly. Why? Because you cannot keep making naira when it's getting devalued. You cannot. I was going to print in the UAE, and I asked for how much they print per square foot. I wish I could print in Nigeria and send it. So expensive. And they will still tell you they are doing you a favor for printing. The same printing you want to do in area 10, you will be doing younger. Oh, I don't want to print it, I want to print it. You can only do it here. The same printing, the same ink. But in the other side of the world, it commands more value. More value. Where are you taking your faith to? All the prayer that I read in Hebrews chapter 11. All of them, all, not one, remain in the same place. They are always moving. And they were called the father of faith. They are called the people of faith. Hebrews 11. Check all of them out. None of them started and ended in the same spot. None. None of them. They were always moving. So, in the kingdom, the kind of business we have been called to, I would liken it to what I saw in Hebrews, not in Hebrews, in Matthew 25.
The presence of God is so important and is omnipresent in businesses. One of the things that we need to optimize in our businesses, beyond just buying and selling, is also to understand that the marketplace is filled with hirelings. People want to take you out. People will see businesses as playing chess. Who will be the pawn? They want to be the king or the queen. But when we are associated with the King of the universe, with Jesus and with God, this can protect us from those who might want to take us out. And that is why as business people, we understand that our projection is to multiply. He said we should multiply and we should grow. That's what the Holy Scriptures taught us. So as business people, we must not negate the place of God in the works of our hand. He said he wants to bless the work of our hand. He said we should prosper even as our soul prospers. So it's important for us to bring all of this to bear beyond our talent, beyond our skills, but we must also understand that this is a prayer for CEOs, and we should bring this to bear in all that we do.
I want to put before you the understanding of the grace factor in doing business. The grace factor in doing business. And I please want you to note this. I'm a student of the Jewish culture, and one of the things that I found out, and I'm sure you agree with me, one of the things that we found out is that although the Jewish community is one of the smallest communities in the world, the Jewish tribe is one of the smallest in the world, and their entrepreneurs, their business people are among the minorities. I'm sure you do know that the Jewish business community controls one of the largest portion of when it comes to monies in this world, in America, and all over the world. They are planted in different places and they are doing amazing things in the world of biotechnology, in the world of telemedicine, in the world of data sciences, in the world of ICT programming, in the world of media. From the CNNs of this world, you get to realize that the Jewish community controls a huge portion of the monies that you will call entrepreneurial revenue, globally speaking. They are so small, but it's amazing how much they are doing. And one of the things that we've been able to study to discover about them, please keep this in mind, is that the Jewish community have this maxim, they have this philosophy. It is this: all of life is spiritual. The Jewish community believes that all of life is what? Is spiritual. So for them, business is not separated from spirituality. They believe very strongly that business is spiritual. It's the way they look at life. They see serving in the military as spiritual. They see defending their country as a spiritual thing. And because of that, the Jewish people have this penchant for constant reliance on God. Now, they may not be followers of Christ, but they are dedicated and committed followers of the Judaistic principles. So they don't play with Saturdays, their Sabbath. They don't play with it. In America, everybody in America knows that when it is Saturday, the Jewish community meets together. And guess what we found out? That when they meet together in the Jewish community in their synagogues, they don't just only end up praying, reading the Bible, speaking in tongues. They end up discussing business. Because all of life is what? Is spiritual. The saddest thing about the church, the Pentecostal community we have in Nigeria, is that it's so sad to even see those of us who are Christians. The moment you're going to work, you say, this is not church, this is not God, this is not religion. You understand? And unfortunately, your rivals, those who are rivals to you, who are of the other faith, they are warring against your business to shut it down spiritually. Is that okay? Your rivals are not just you think the competition is just about product superiority? No, let me ask you, in Abuja here, is it product superiority? If you know if it's on the ground of product superiority, you should have outmatched and you'll have outpaced and outperformed your contemporaries. But we all know now it's not about product superiority. We now know that people give jobs, people in position to give jobs. There's somebody in our church here who works with the United Nations, and he was telling me, he said, sir, he prays seriously. He said, because there are people that will just come and in the name of presenting the proposal, they'll say, okay, give me the job. Now, because they have put things in their mouth and they expect that when they speak, somebody will give them the job. So people are not just getting jobs in this land because of the quality of jobs they do, the quality of their companies, a unique selling proposition or unique selling packagings. No. And never think that it's a Nigerian thing. Go and check in Canada. Indians are capturing territories in India, in Canada. Why? I was there on a particular Saturday, sir, on arriving in Canada, in Toronto, Canada. We're downtown in Toronto, and then the next thing I noticed was that the entire streets were blocked. And I asked the driver, I said, what is going on here? He said, sir, this is what happens in Toronto. He said, almost like every month you have the Indians, they will come on the street, and he said they'll be making enchantments on the streets. We dropped God on our way abroad. They carried their gods abroad. Get down to the United Kingdom, Sister Fosa. Get down to the United Kingdom, and as you get to the United Kingdom, you're going to find out that there is a battle for the soul of the UK first by Muslims. Muslims are working so hard to take over Europe. I'm sure you know the latest stuff that they are saying now. They've come boldly to speak to the German government, and they are saying to Germans, they are saying, look, we want to establish in Germany, what do you call it, sir? A caliphate. That Germany must be ruled by Islamic rules. I'm sure you do know that there are places in the United Kingdom whereby even the UK police cannot do anything because it's an Islamized area. I'm not telling you fictions, I'm telling you real stuff. Number 3, I hope you know Asia, the Buddhists and the Hindus. I hope you know they are fighting for the soul of the United Kingdom. And they've been able to push themselves to a place whereby the current prime minister practiced Buddhism right before. Was it Buddhism or Hinduism? He practiced it when he was to enter office. They found their way to the highest office. Let me ask you a question. If life is not spiritual, how is it that the prime minister in a Christian nation, on the day he was to take over the office, stood before the entire world, and the first thing he did was not to carry out any special governmental assignment, but to make sure that he carried out a spiritual assignment? Before he got on the throne, British people were coming on the throne, and they were spending few months or 1 year, and they are out. You as a Christian business person, your Bible, your God is what you hide under. I'm trying to show you where we miss it. There is something called the grace factor in business. Haven't you noticed that Christian business owners, except few who understand spirituality? I give you an example. There is a woman that you all know, and she's very close, somebody I really honor. I'm sure you know a woman called Pastor Jumoke Adenowo. Jumoke Adenowo, you know architect Jumoke Adenowo. Haven't you noticed that our company has just been, she's among those who have been rated among some of the biggest and the most celebrated architects in the world? Okay? Are you aware she's not always in the office? She's going all over the place raising altars. She is more spiritual than architectural. How is it that giving time to God is making our company rise higher, and those who are giving more time to architecture and less time to God are going nowhere? You are not getting what I'm saying. By no means are you supposed to relegate your profession to the background and the need to pursue excellence. We are saying it is not this or that, it is this and that. That as you give dedication to excellence, which rules in the marketplace, you also make sure you give attention to spirituality, which undergirds your lifting. Winds will blow, rain will come, storms will come. It is every business will go through a season where the winds will blow, the storms will come. It is at that moment we will know what undergirds your enterprise. If it was not founded on the rock, meaning your business is just a business that grew on nothing. So that's why if you notice, those who are of the other faith, people don't play with that. I love the Hindu friends. I have a lot of Hindu friends. I have a lot of Buddhist friends. I have a lot of Muslim friends. Muslims don't play, they don't separate their faith from their practice, from their business. When it's time to pray, a Muslim person prays at work, raises a place of prayer right in the place of business. The only people that take God for granted are Christians. It is the reason why most Christian business people become grounded over time. We don't stay long. How many Christian business people do you know that have done business for 50 years? Their business has been on for 50 years. Look at the Japanese. So there is something called the grace factor. Is that okay? And please, we're saying that you have your part to play. Excellence. I'm not here to talk about that today. I wish I had time to talk about that. Excellence, you can never substitute excellence for anything else. But we are saying founded upon excellence must now be spirituality. When he was asked how he was able to come up with hundreds of inventions from peanuts, he said, I go to pray and I ask God to show me why he created the peanut. You are not hearing what I'm saying? When the man was asked, how are you able to come up with so much inventions from the peanut? He said, I simply go to the maker of the peanut to tell me what is in the peanut. Imagine how far you have gone in business. Imagine how far you can still go, and the farther you can go if only you will incorporate spirituality into your business. Practical example: Jacob and Laban. Laban is the secular world, is that okay, that uses trickery, manipulation and all of that to get ahead. Is that okay? For a moment, Jacob did not take spirituality seriously. And this is a sad reality. As a Christian, you can't be a Christian and beat unbelievers in this world. I'm going to say that again. As a Christian, you can't remain truly a Christian and succeed at outpacing unbelievers in the same sector without a spiritual edge. In order to outpace them without spiritual edge, you must come down to do what they do and do it better than them, meaning you must become worse than them. And you can't be worse than them and still be a Christian. So what is our edge? What is our edge as a Christian? Spirituality. So what did Jacob do? He noticed that there was, how many times Laban changed his wages? Just when Jacob thinks, I've gotten this man, he just realized the man is always ahead of him. So Jacob said, I think I know what to do. Let me tap into the realm of the spirit. What do I do to get ahead of this man? And a vision was given to him. Superior access. And he got to realize that, look, there's something you can do. He said the man has never seen such, but the realm of the spirit can make it a reality. Tell him that all the spotted calves will be yours. In the mind of Laban, there was no way all his calves who are pure will produce spotted calf. But God gave him an idea. He said, put a ring straight before the ones, the pure stuff, as they keep looking, it will affect their genetic makeup. And pure stuff will begin to give birth to impure stuff. By the time they woke up, the children of Laban said, Jacob has gone with our father's glory. That's how God transferred wealth into the hands of Jacob, sir. What salary could not give Jacob, supernatural intervention made happen. Are you catching what I'm saying here? You are missing a lot. How do you outcompete your competitors? How do you outperform them? That which comes from above is what? So if you want to be above your competitors, where do you get your ideas from, sir? You get it from above. What sets you up and above others is access to that which comes from above. So outcompeting your rivals, which is what the marketplace is all about, outcompeting your equals is actually a function of access to superior insight. Practical example again. Luke chapter 5, and I pray with you now. Luke chapter 5, Luke chapter 4, I think. No, chapter 5. The Bible says that Peter went out to fish. You remember that? Now, he went out at the right time because the time to fish was night. So he went out when everybody, all professionals, go to fish. He went out when every professional is supposed to fish. He went out with the right tools, with his net. He went out with the right tools, his boat. He went out with the right partners. Now, sorry, I'm not saying you're a bad person. I'm not even saying you are not a Christian. Is it possible that you are too much a Christian that you don't have space for Christ? That your business is all about you, your head, your ideas. Your ship is too full. There's no space for him. Peter was not a bad man. We were not told he was under a curse. The only thing we later realized was that when Jesus entered the ship, it made us to know that Jesus was not inside.
Understanding and experiencing supernatural in business, just like we have said, it's like understanding the spirituality of business, of doing business. Business is an entity. So when you understand the spirituality of doing business, and it's just about knowing God. This program came about by listening to God. By listening to God. God gave me the instruction to do this event, to bring CEOs together, you know, to bring them together back to bring CEOs together back to the original initiator of businesses. That is the master, you know, the God factor in doing business, and to bring them back to the principle of all principles. So that is what came, you know, that's what brought about this event. It's not just me, but it's instruction from God. And you asked about the expectation. We expect that after encountering God, you know, in business, if CEOs encountering God, their businesses will take a quantum leap. Their business, even the businesses that are already dead or the ones that are about to die, will come back to life, because that is essence of it. Because when you know who, you know, when you know God and you allow him, just like what my keynote speaker said today, that Dr. Reverend Sam Oye, you talk about when you give the ownership of your business back to God, you will not become a rebel. So you become, you know, you're just like a steward to what he has given to you to do. So you won't take it that it's my business, but it's God's business. And then what you begin to experience at that point in time will be quite different from what you have been experiencing before. Because at that point in time, you're able to do business, you know, in a very, you're able to do business in a very simple way. Why people, just like the Bible said that when people are saying there's casting down, you will be saying there's lifting up, because you already understood or you understand the person behind what you are doing. So that is the essence of why we are here today.